everyone! Today we will guide you through an essential part of professional correspondence, composing a resume. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand the unique features and requirements in writing a resume and how to prepare an effective one. We'll also introduce the different types of resumes and share some guidelines to help you stand out to potential employers. Make sure to stay tuned because we have some interactive examples and practical tips along the way. For our lesson objectives, we need to identify the unique features and requirements in writing a resume and demonstrate understanding of the features and requirements in preparing a resume by composing. Let's get started with the basics. Composing a resume. So what is a resume? A resume is a concise document that highlights your education, work experience, skills, and achievements. It originated from the French word résumé, meaning summary. Think of a resume as a personal marketing tool that introduces you to potential employers. It's like a movie trailer. It shows the best parts of your career to grab the employer's attention. Employers typically spend only 10 to 15 seconds reviewing a resume, so it's important to make sure your resume highlights the most relevant information quickly. Now that we know what a resume is, let's break it down into its sections. A well-structured resume is key to making a strong first impression. Let's go over the 5 essential sections you should include. First, contact details. Include your first, last name, phone number, and email address. Additionally, you can add your LinkedIn profile if yours is up to date, and your mailing address if you want to prove you live near the place you're applying. This section ensures employers can easily reach you. Providing accurate and professional contact information is crucial, and including a LinkedIn profile can add credibility to your application. Next is the introduction, a concise overview of your professional background and key qualifications. Your introduction can be in the form of a resume summary, professional profile, resume objective, or qualification summary. Think of this as your elevator pitch. It should quickly highlight your strengths, career goals, and what makes you a strong candidate for the role. Then we have experience. List any relevant work experience you have. Include your title, the company you work for, years worked, and a bulleted list of your key responsibilities and notable successes. Be sure to also include as many relevant accomplishments on your resume as possible. Employers want to see not just where you worked, but what impact you made. Instead of just listing job duties, focus on key achievements and contributions to show how you added value to previous roles. Then the education section follows. In the education section, include your school names, highest degree earned, majors and minors. Additionally, you can add your grade point average and relevant coursework if you lack experience or it's related to the position. This is especially important for recent graduates or those entering a new field. Including relevant coursework or academic projects can help bridge the gap if you lack extensive work experience. Lastly, the skills section. Include any resume skills you possess that are relevant to the position. Be sure to use a strong mix of hard skills and soft skills to demonstrate that you are a well-rounded candidate. This is where you showcase what you bring to the table. A mix of technical and interpersonal skills helps demonstrate that you're not only capable but also adaptable and a strong team player. By organizing your resume with these 5 sections, you create a compelling, well-rounded snapshot of your qualifications, increasing your chances of landing a job. Now that we know what the section is, let's break it down into its essential parts. So this is the example of a resume and its parts. The first part of your resume is personal information. This includes your name, full address, phone number, and email. Generally, employers will contact you via phone or email. For this reason, it is no longer necessary to provide 2 addresses if you are relocating in the near future. So why is this important? Because if an employer is interested, they need an easy way to contact you. Double check these details to avoid any mistakes. Next is the career objective. This is a one sentence summary that highlights your career goals and how they align with the job you're applying for. In one short sentence, summarize your goal for your job search. The goal statement should be related to the specific position for which you are applying. It is also effective to highlight your skills in a goal statement. Here's an example: seeking a position as a social worker providing services to the aged. A strong objective tells the employer what you want and how you can contribute to their company. Moving on to education, you should list your highest level of education first and include the name of the college, degree, major, minor, and month and year of your anticipated graduation. Dates of attendance of your high school information is not needed. Include your GPA if it is above 3.0, as well as any other academic honors, relevant coursework, study abroad participation, or major research projects. If your GPA is above 3.0, as it said, it's a good idea to include it. You can also list relevant coursework or research projects to showcase your knowledge. Now comes to work experience. This section is critical because it demonstrates your real-world skills. Include co-ops, internships, part-time jobs, volunteer work, summer jobs, special projects, or military experience under this category. You do not need to include all of your previous jobs, only those that relate to the position you are seeking. List the position titles first, followed by the names of organizations, locations like city and states, dates, which is month and year, and duties. Each descriptive phrase begins with a strong action verb. Remember, use strong action verbs to describe your task and accomplishments. For example, instead of saying helped customers, say assisted customers by providing expert product recommendations. And always remember, use present tense for current positions and past tense for previous jobs. Additional information is optional but valuable. This section can include language spoken, certifications and awards, special skills relevant to the job. This is where you can showcase any extra qualifications that can make you stand out. Finally, we have references. Generally, references are not listed on a resume and only provided if requested by an employer. To share references, list in alphabetical order the names, titles, addresses, cell phone numbers, and email addresses of at least three people on a separate page. Include your contact information in a format consistent with your resume in the event that your resume and reference list are separated. People who have known you for at least a year and within a context similar to the position you are seeking will provide the strongest endorsements. Faculty are often your best source of reference since they have assessed the knowledge, skills, and abilities that employers are often seeking. Remember, whomever you select, remember to ask these individuals for permission before listing them as a reference. Provide them with a copy of your resume and a job description to enhance your ability to speak to their qualifications. Now that we've covered the parts of a resume, let's explore the three main types of resumes and when to use them.
Chronological resume lists your work history in reverse order, starting with your most recent job and working backward. In chronological resume, there are advantages and disadvantages. Advantages are easy to write, emphasizes steady employment record. Employers like to see job titles, level of responsibility, and dates of your work history. While the disadvantages calls attention to employment gaps, skills can be difficult to spot unless they are listed in the most recent job. To sum up, advantages are easy to read and preferred by employers and highlights steady employment history, while the disadvantages not ideal if you have gaps in your work history or if you've changed careers often. In chronological resume, there are also best use and don't use. Best use are you need to emphasize past career growth and development in the same career, or when the name of a former employer may be significant to prospective employer. While they don't use, if there are gaps in your work history, when calling attention to your age could be a problem. You have changed jobs often, or you are entering the job market for first time or after a long absence. So here's the example of chronological resume. Another type of resume, and this is functional resume. Functional resume focuses on skills and strengths important to employers, omits specific dates, names, and places, then emphasizes a spotty work history. To sum up, a functional resume focuses on skills and strengths instead of a listing job chronologically. Advantages and disadvantages of a functional resume. The advantages are no detailed work history. Content may appear to lack depth, disliked by many employers. It makes them think you may be trying to hide your age, employment gaps, lack of relevant experience, lack of a career progression, or underemployment. The disadvantages, the emphasizes a spotty work history, allows you to highlight specific strengths and transferable skills that might not be of use when outlined in theory. To sum up, these advantages emphasizes transferable skills ideal for career changes to those with employment gaps, while the disadvantages, employers may view it with suspicion if it lacks specific work details. Also, we have a best use and don't use on a functional resume. Best use or emphasizes transferable skills you have used in volunteer work, paid work, or coursework. Use these are a combination resume if you are a new graduate. Don't use if you want to emphasize growth or development, or if your duties and responsibilities and recent job were limited. Best for those changing those career or with limited work experience who want to highlight their skills rather than their job history. So here are the sample of functional resume. Lastly, combination resume. A combination resume blends the flexibility and strength of the other two types of resume. It blends the best of both worlds. It highlights your skills while still including a work history of a section. The advantages and disadvantages of a combination resume. Advantages blends the flexibility and strength of the other two types of a resume. Disadvantages, work history is often the second page and employer may not read that far. To sum up, advantages shows of your skills and accomplishments while listing your experience, while the disadvantages can be longer and more difficult to format. Also, we have best use and don't use on a combination resume. Best use is to show of your skills developed throughout your work history instead of a specific position you have held. Used when you are making a career change and names of former employers may not be of use to prospective. And don't use if your experience is limited or there are wide gaps in your work history. Candidates making a career shift or those with diverse skill sets is looking to showcase a broad range of experience. Here is the example of combination resume.
Finally, let's go over some essential guidelines for writing a resume that stands out. Guidelines in writing an effective resume. First, mention specific accomplishments, not general statements. For a resume to be effective, you need to highlight your accomplishment, not a generic description of what you have been doing. Consider the following examples. Statement A, work in a publishing company, while Statement B, recruited, hired, trained, and supervised more than 20 employees in a publishing company with 2 million in annual sales. In Statement A and B, describe the work experience of the person, but Statement B will likely get the employer's attention. Second, use action verbs. Use assisted instead of responsible for assisting. Trained instead of make sure the training possible. And the third,
Make your resume visually attractive. Make sure that the layout or format of your resume is clean and friendly to the eye. Having a wall text with a different fonts in your resume might cause a headache for the employer. A resume should be appealing to the eye that allows a second glance by the employer. The fourth is include complete and correct contact information. There are others who might wonder why they have not been called for an interview, only to know that the contact number written in the resume is not correct. Fifth, adapt your resume for a specific industry. A creative resume might do well for the arts but not for engineering or accountancy. And the last, include important information. Don't forget to include the important information that might shed light on who you are. For example, you can mention your part-time job in Jollibee. This might not have any bearing on the present job you are applying for, but the skills like handling people or managing time you learn from that job could be important to your future employees.
You okay? I need to make a resume, but I have no idea where to start. That's tough. Where do you even begin? No clue. That's so cool. What about my college application? And I don't know where to start.
Hi everyone! Today we'll discuss something that's very important for anyone planning to pursue higher education, writing a college admission application. We'll also provide examples and share practical insights to help you prepare a compelling letter that increases your chances of being accepted. Let's start with the basics. What is a college admission letter? A college admission letter, also known as a letter of intent, is a document where you express your desire to be admitted to a particular college or university. The letter that helps determine whether or not you will be accepted into the college of your choice is a big feat. The admission process has increasingly become more competitive. No specific writing approach guarantees admission, but a compelling letter can certainly strengthen your application. It's more than just a formality. Think of it as your opportunity to show the admissions committee your academic qualifications, your accomplishments, and your reasons for applying. So, why is this important? It's your first chance to make an impression and showcase what makes you unique. Since admission processes are becoming more competitive, a well written letter can help distinguish you from other applicants. Let's move on to the parts of a college admission letter. A well-structured letter has three main sections: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. The introduction. The introduction sets the tone for your letter. What to include? State who you are and what course or program you're applying for. State an eye-catching statement about yourself and show your enthusiasm to study in the university that you are applying to. Example, my name is Jane Doe, a recent high school graduate, and I am excited to apply for the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies at ABC University. The body. The body is where you present your academic qualifications, extracurricular involvement, community activity engagements, and some personal qualities with specific evidence. And remember to organize your thoughts and segregate them into paragraphs. Then finally, state the benefits the university can obtain by admitting you. For example, during high school, I led the debate team to three state championships and completed a research project on climate change solutions. I am eager to apply these skills at ABC University. The conclusion ties everything together and expresses your enthusiasm for an interview or further discussion. So what to include? First is you indicate your interest for an interview, and then mention how the interviewer can contact you, and then finally, you express your hope for a positive response from the admission director. For example, I would be thrilled to discuss my application further and can be reached at 123-456-7890. Thank you for considering my application.
There are 8 types of college admission applications, each with its own advantages and requirements. Let's go through them one by one. The regular admission is the most common type. Schools set a deadline, review applications after that, and then send out acceptance or rejection letters. Why is it important? It gives students enough time to prepare a strong application. And also, you get a clear decision after the review period. For example, if you're applying to a university with a regular admission deadline of January 15, all applications are reviewed after that date and decisions are sent out by April. Number 2. The rolling admission. Rolling admission reviews applications as they arrive and offers spots on a first-come, first-served basis. Why is it important? You can apply and receive a decision faster. The earlier you apply, the better your chances of securing a spot. For example, if a college starts reviewing applications in September, applying early increases your likelihood of getting admitted. Number 3. Open admission. Open admission allows any student who meets basic requirements to apply and be accepted. This is common in community colleges and some online schools. Why is it important? It provides access to education for a wider range of students. There is usually less pressure since acceptance is guaranteed if requirements are met. For example, a community college might have open admission policies that only require a high school diploma or equivalent. Number 4. Early action. Early action allows students to submit their application before the regular deadline and receive an early response. But unlike early decision, it's non-binding. You don't have to commit if accepted. It's important because you get your decisions earlier, giving you more time to weigh your options, and you can still apply to other schools. For example, if a university has an early action deadline of November 1, accepted students can choose whether or not to attend by May. The fifth one is early decision. Early decision is similar to early action, but it's binding. If you're accepted, you must attend that school and withdraw all other applications. It's important because it shows commitment and increases your chances if the school is your top choice. Caution: only apply for ED if you're absolutely sure about the school. For example, if you apply early decision to a private university, acceptance means you're required to enroll and withdraw from other schools. Number 6. Single choice early action. Single choice early action is a non-binding option where you apply to one school early and cannot apply to other schools during the early application period. Why is it important? It allows flexibility while still showing commitment to a preferred school. For example, Harvard and Yale offer SCEA, allowing applicants to apply early but still weigh other options after receiving an offer. Number 7. Deferred action. Deferred action allows students to postpone admission for up to a year after acceptance. Why is it important? It gives students more time to prepare financially or academically. For example, a student accepted to a university may defer their admission to take a gap year for volunteering or traveling. Number 8. Early evaluation. Early evaluation provides feedback on your application without guaranteeing admission. You submit your materials early, and the school informs you if you're a likely candidate. Why it's important? It gives you insight into your chances and allows time to strengthen weak areas. For example, a school may inform you that your application is competitive, but suggest adding more extracurricular involvement.
Finally, let's go over some important tips
to help you craft a strong admission letter. These are the tips for making the consent. Number 1. The application letter must not simply repeat the content of your academic records. Number 2. Address the letter to a specific person. Number 3. Market yourself by presenting your academic qualification, extracurricular activities, and community engagements. Number 4. Do not begin with awkward statements such as, "Let me tell you something about myself. My name is." Number 5. Highlight 2 or 3 of your most significant accomplishments or abilities. Number 6. Avoid the fancy statements such as, "I think ABC University is the best university in the entire world." Number 7. Be punctual. Never misrepresent yourself by overstating your experience and skills. Minimize opinions about yourself. Number 9. Do not beg for admission. Example: "Please take me in because this is my only hope for success. I am desperately eager to study in university." Number 10. As you write, imagine that you are writing a script for your interview. Number 11. Read everything there is about your target college or university. Number 12. Focus on your strength and avoid mentioning weaknesses. Uh, for language, number 1. Use the active voice and verbs that denote action. Number 2. Be sure to have correct grammar, spelling, vocabulary, and usage. Number 3. Avoid jargon, cliches, and verbosity. Number 4. Be direct to the point so as not to lose the interest of your reader. For formats and mechanics, number 1. Use letter size, bond paper with a 1 to 1.5 inch margin on all sides. Limit the letter to 1 to 2 pages. Number 2. Do not forget to put your signature above your name. Number 3. Use a letterhead. Include your full name, address, phone number, and email address. Number 4. Use a business letter format: block, full block, semi-block, or simplified. Number 5. Do not cram the text at the upper half or lower half of the page. Be sure to add appropriate page fill. Number 6. Use font size of at least 10 points and maximum of 12.
In summary, we've explored what a college admission letter is and its importance. Secondly, the types of college admission applications and when to use them. Third, the essential parts of a letter and how to craft a compelling one. And fourth, tips for making your letter stand out. Remember, your application is your chance to showcase who you are and how you will contribute to the college community.
Thank you for joining us. Best of luck with your college applications.